Greetings to all of you, our extended evangelical covenant family of Greater Lafayette. My name is Mike Tetrault, and I'm the worship and youth pastor at Riverside Covenant Church. As we begin our journey through Holy Week together, I want to pose a question to adults and children alike. What is the best gift you have ever given? Perhaps it took a lot of time to make, or a lot of money to purchase, or a lot of thought to find that perfect present. Today I want to share with you about an incredible gift that was offered to Jesus during the week of his death. Let's read together from John chapter 12, verses 1 to 11. 6 days before the Passover, Jesus arrived in Bethany, where Lazarus lived, whom Jesus had raised from the dead. Here a dinner was given in Jesus' honor. Martha served, while Lazarus was among those reclining at the table with him. Then Mary took about a pint of pure nard, an expensive perfume. She poured it on Jesus' feet and wiped his feet with her hair, and the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. But one of the disciples, Judas Iscariot, who was later to betray him, objected. "Why wasn't this perfume sold and the money given to the poor? It was worth a year's wages." He did not say this because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. As keeper of the money bag, he used to help himself to what was put into it. "Leave her alone," Jesus replied. "It was intended that she should save this perfume for the day of my burial. You will always have the poor among you, but you will not always have me." Meanwhile, a large crowd of Jews found out that Jesus was there and came not only because of him, but also to see Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. So the chief priests made plans to kill Lazarus as well, for on account of him, many of the Jews were going over to Jesus and putting their faith in him. So in this story, we see very different reactions to Jesus. Mary, who couldn't help but offer her very best at Jesus' feet, and Judas, who thought only of how he could obtain a larger share for himself. Mary's gift was worth about a year's wages. Kids, can you imagine your parents spending a year's wages on a gift for you? That's like a dump truck full of candy. Mary's gift was also very humble. In Jesus' day, it was common to put a bit of oil or perfume on your guest's head, but Mary anointed Jesus' feet. Also back in those days, women would not let their hair down in public because it wasn't considered proper. But Mary thought of Jesus first and ignored the customs that stood in the way of her devotion. Judas saw Mary's gift and he thought only of the money he could have made by selling it instead. He was so preoccupied with taking care of himself that he missed the point. In our social distancing, we can choose to be like Mary or like Judas. What has God given you that you can pour out at his feet this week? Like any good gift, it may require us to think creatively, and it may require us to sacrifice what we hold dear, whether it's our time, our financial resources, or even toilet paper. God calls us to lay down our life so that we may find it. The temptation to retreat into our enclave and to hoard our resources will indeed be strong. After all, we've seen so many reminders over the past weeks that our world experiences scarcity. But Mary didn't let a fear of scarcity interfere with her worship. As we embark on Holy Week this year, let us remember the great cost that was paid on our behalf. May this truth push us out of our comfort zones and into the mission field where the Lord has placed us. The best gift you can offer to God is a life that is lived in surrender to his perfect will. Let's be the hands and feet of Jesus together.